One time, these two ladies came in with a little boy looking for a table for three. The hostess let them know that due to one of our dining rooms being blocked off because of a private party, the wait was going to be about 45 minutes. They didn't really want to wait, and they asked the hostess if they could just sit at the bar. The hostess says no because we don't allow children at the bar. Of course, they start going back and forth with the hostess, not understanding that every restaurant does something differently, and for us, we just don't allow children to sit at the bar. They ended up staying anyway, and then they make their way over to the bar and leave the little boy sitting by himself in the lobby. No one's watching this little boy, so of course he gets up and he starts wandering around the restaurant. The server finds him, brings him back to the host stand. The host takes him to his mom and say, "Hey, listen, the baby was walking around the restaurant." She's mad because now she has to put the booze down and actually parent her child. So she grips him up and tells him to stay right there, don't move. A little while later, I'm coming out of the kitchen and I'm holding two appetizers, and who's twirling around in front of the kitchen doors? This little damn boy. So I drop the apps back in the kitchen. I grab his little hand. I take him up to the host stand, ask her if she knows where he belongs. She gives me the whole rundown, points me over to the direction of the bar. So I walk over and I say, "Hey, ladies, does this little cutie pie belong to you?" She turns around and she goes, "I don't need y'all to keep bringing him over here every time he walks off somewhere. It's just a restaurant. Like, it's not many places he can go. I know where he at." So I say, "Oh, no, you do need that because he keeps walking around unsupervised in a busy restaurant and he could potentially hurt himself." So then the friend chimes in and says, it's really not that deep. It's just a restaurant. He can only go but so far." So I say, "You're 100% right. It's a restaurant. Hot food, glassware, strangers. Literally anything could happen." So the mom starts getting a little spicy with me and I cut her smooth off and I say, "Hey, look, I'm not here to annoy you. I have other things that I could be doing right now, but it's my job to maintain a safe environment for everyone. What I'm going to have to ask you to do is go back to the lobby. I can't have you sitting at the bar if it's going to cause you not to pay attention to your son." Her friend tells her, "Look, let's just go ahead and sit down until our table's ready." They're snatching things up off the bar. She grips up the little boy. They stomp over to the lobby, whatever. They end up getting seated. Of course, they're still mad about everything that happened, so it was nothing but stank energy on the table. About an hour later, we get a 911 call on the walkie for a manager to come over to the 90 section for a slip and fall. I get over there, and the little boy is on the floor kicking and screaming, and the mom is kneeling right next to him, and she's cursing and going off. So the whole scene is just loud and chaotic. I'm trying to talk to the mom, but the theatrics are in full effect. She's putting on the whole show. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. The guests and the server that were in that section said that the little boy kept running back and forth through the aisle and fell on top of a caution sign and ended up smashing his little fingers. So I'm annoyed, but I go to the kitchen, I make a little ice pack, I bring it back out and give it to the mom so that she can put it on his little hand. They get up, they follow me back to her table, and she calls herself cursing me out. She's telling me that she's going to sue us and get the restaurant shut down because we had the caution sign in the middle of the floor. And had we not had it there, then he would have never fallen. She's also telling me that I didn't care about her son because when I went over there, I didn't even ask if he was okay. So I said, "Well, the caution sign was there for a reason. It's not part of the decor. It's not an obstacle course. It's there to let you know to be careful, to watch where you are going, to watch where you step, because evidently something happened in which the staff felt the need to place it there. But regardless of why it was placed there, he fell over there. You're seated over here. So how in the world did he make it over there unsupervised again in order for this to happen?" So then secondly, as far as caring about your son and making sure that he was okay, when I tried to do that the second time he got caught walking around the restaurant, you told me that you did not need that. Is that not correct? She started getting mad, disrespectful, to which I told her that she can leave. She told me that she was going to call HR and for me to be prepared to lose my job. She did call and she also emailed HR, which opened up a whole investigation on me specifically. Restaurants had this thing that no matter what goes wrong, we are to either comp the meal or offer a gift card, no matter what happens. And so because I didn't do either of those things, then it made it seem like I didn't really handle the situation correctly. So we had to look at incident reports, we had to take witness statements, we had to look at camera footage, and thank God everything backed up everything that I said happened, because otherwise they probably would have tried to get rid of me for it.